Welcome to Imperfect Momming. Our children are constantly looking to us for examples. The term role model doesn't quite cut it here. We are shaping their worldview with every move we make. You see, it's not in the lectures we give or moments where we are actively attempting to teach them. It's in the micro movements we make, the unconscious ways in which we navigate life. We are constantly teaching our children how to show up for themselves, their friends, their future partners, and even their future children. So what can we do to ensure we are raising thoughtful, compassionate, self-aware human beings? We have to become them ourselves. No one is perfect, but we can still all be better, and it starts with self-healing. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the Imperfect Momming podcast. If you're listening on there, and if you are live in our Facebook group, welcome to our parent support call.
Okay. Oh my God, I love your mug, Alish. That is a perfect mug. So we're kind of in with our Raising Enlightened Children umbrella and our self-print parenting. And, that's what happens when there's growth, growth is sort of the process of renewal, and growth is not always just a straight line.
And we really want it to be, don't we?
Yes, and we want it to be clean and not messy. And, we want that rebirth and birthing process to, not be, messy. And what's coming to me is literally like the birthing process, right? For any of us, for all of us moms that have actually given birth or seen birth, whether we've adopted our children or it's not just moms, right? It's dads too, but we've seen birth in the birthing of mammals in particular, of an animal or ourselves. It is not pretty. So,
in fact,
and Alicia's done it how many times?
I've birthed 6 babies. And the first word that I said to my son when they handed him to me, pre-wiping him off, was, ew. And they took him away and wiped him off and gave him back to me.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that story. That is so cool. Ew. Yes. And so that's why I'm saying, like, all of the 5 other babies that you've birthed, the mommies that you birthed them for as a surrogate weren't the ones that necessarily, no, let me rephrase that, were not the ones that gave birth to those babies, but are certainly the mommies raising those babies. And know that the birthing process of anything, whether it's an actual baby coming into the world or a calf or an elephant or whatever it is that arrives, the birthing process is not necessarily clean. And so on that topic, we're want to talk about, like, when we make goals. I mean, I cannot believe that it's the end of 2023. This is our last Tuesday of 2023. And as we move into the new year, Alicia and I actually took a workshop together last week where the topic was about goals versus intentions. And I really, really love that, because I think when we make a goal, at least I can speak for myself, that was in my past what I thought. It was like, there's a goal and there's a straight line, right? And it's going to be like, the word that's coming to me is easy, right? Because if I make the goal, I'm going to get there. And we've heard the expression that rules are meant to be broken. But the truth is, rules are not meant to be broken, and they're not made to be broken. Rules are made to be kept, just like goals. Goals are something that happens in the future. Intention is something that we can wake up daily and decide. So I actually love that concept of switching our goals to intentions. And then I came up with this morning, which is that there's 3 steps to really getting to what it is we intend. So first we have the thought that that's what we intend to do. And then we have to speak it into existence, whether we write it or actually say it out loud. And then we have to do something, which is an action step. And it doesn't necessarily have to even come in a 1, 2, 3 in that order. It's just that these steps need to work in harmony together, right? Like even if, and this is for you specifically, Elish, even if we think that our intention is I need some more rest and relaxation, then we say to ourselves or to someone, or we speak it out loud, that's my intention. My intention is for rest and relaxation. What are my action steps to get to rest and relaxation? Because we had a whole discussion, I think it was last week, about the doing. And sometimes it's just about the being to become. And in that process of renewal is both the action of doing and the time to rest.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's coming up?
Yeah, I mean, goal setting has been something that became triggering for me
Mm-hmm.
because there when I didn't get the goal,
Yes.
then it's like it produced emotions, it produced feelings that I didn't enjoy. And so the way that the human brain works is it's protecting us from things that hurt us both physically and emotionally. And so instead of looking at, well, what could I have done differently?
Mm-hmm.
I would just, well, I don't want to set goals because the goal is the thing that hurt me emotionally, so I'm just not going to do that anymore. When in fact for me, the goals that I was setting were not in alignment with what it was that I actually wanted or had the capacity to achieve. I was, setting goals that I thought people wanted to hear.
Yes. Bingo.
And yeah. And I wasn't conscious of this for obviously a really long time. It was looking back wisdom. And, I think that that's why it's really important to reflect on the things that we do and why we're doing them. And so why do you want more rest? What is it that, and then who can support you in getting more rest? And, there's what led to being overtired in the first place, if that's why you need more rest. And make sure that it's like, are you wanting more rest because other people are telling you that that's what you should be doing as a mom? Like you should be taking care of yourself more so that you can give from the overflow. Those are things that we've said, but it has to be something that is in alignment. Like absolutely every single human needs rest. Like it's a biological need of our bodies. And are you getting enough, and why are you not getting enough?
Yeah, so you said some interesting words there, Leash, and you said make sure it's what you want. And I actually think, from my perspective as a mom, and many of the parents, but moms in particular that I've worked with, really think that we need to do. And so it's not really even about them wanting rest. It's more about them wanting to be superwoman or feeling like they need to be superwoman. And so, or Superman, right? And so when we think or believe that that's something we need to do or be, I actually think we default to not wanting rest because all we want to do or think we need is to do. And so, but what we want is the goal of what rest will bring us. Maybe rest is more what we need and not what we want. So we need, or we, what's the word I want to use here? It's what we need or what we want, and then be mindful of what it is, set the intention, and understand that if I, for me personally, if I want to be the best mother I can be, the best friend I can be, the best person I can be, the best wife I can be, the best partner I can be, if I am full, then I am going to give from a loving place and not from a place of resentment. And I love that you're taking a sip right now. I don't know what's in that cup that you're drinking, but it's that yin and the yang, and finding that harmony, and finding the harmony in the dance and in the balance.
Yeah, and I only said what I said because there are people like there is no one size fits all, and there are people that giving is something that fills their cup.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so really
Which
it's tuning
you
in.
just gotta, yeah, tune in and look at like why are we doing what we're doing and reflect on what it is, which I think that, next week we should talk about reflections as we're going live on the 2nd of January, where people are thinking about their New Year's resolutions, and they're thinking about, and resolutions, I think, is a lot of times synonymous with goals. And so instead of setting a resolution, setting a new goal, let's first talk about reflecting on what last year was like and what intentions we want to have for next year.
I love that. And as you're saying this, Alish, what's coming up for me is we can definitely talk about this going live, and then just bringing the creation live. Maybe we can do a workshop on this topic, and, do that either the week after, maybe not next week necessarily, but maybe like in a couple weeks, we can actually really do a workshop around this, because it's my understanding that January 19th is known as the National Quitting Day. I just heard about this. Have you heard about this?
I'm familiar with the concept that our New Year's resolutions don't last beyond January. I didn't know. I'm assuming that you're talking about quitting our goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I love what you're saying, that if we can really be mindful and, again, intentional about what are our intentions rather than what are our goals per se, then our intentions are something we're doing in the now, in the present, in the gift of today, right? Because we know that yesterday is history and tomorrow is a mystery, and today is the present. No, today is a gift, and that's why we call it the present.
Love that. Well, we are going to have our support call now. So if you are live with us in the Facebook group, there's a link below to join us in the Zoom room so that we can continue this conversation or talk about whatever else is coming up for you. And if you are not in the Facebook group, join the Facebook group. Called
Yes.
Raising Enlightened Children, and you and all of your mess are welcome. And we'll be back next week.
Yes, and I want to just add one of my intentions that I came up with after this workshop that I did is I intend to, this feels in my body, but my intention is to post daily. That's my intention. So that's my intention today, which could change tomorrow. So I'm going to try it out. And if it feels too much, then maybe I'll cut back. But my intention for 2024 is to post my message daily. And I did post in the first Facebook. I did a couple of posts and, in the last week, and I'm going to do a daily post. And Alish, you and I are going to do some of our posts as well, and do more daily or more weekly, certainly in our Facebook group. But part of it is my fear of being visible has prevented me in the past, and it's time for my soul to speak. So you guys are going to be hearing more from me.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll have another episode of the Imperfect Momming podcast for you next week. And until we meet again, keep healing. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for tuning in to Imperfect Momming. It's time for us to step up and realize that our power is not in trying to shape our children. Our power lies in shaping ourselves into the people we want our children to model themselves after. Don't just do it for your kids. Do it for yourself. When you become a more self-aware, compassionate, and confident person, you and everyone around you benefit. For more information about me and my work, visit AlysiaLyons.com. That's AlysiaLyons.com. See you next time.